Alright, so today we did factoring with GCF. If you recall, GCF means greatest common factor. So the first part is just reviewing how to find the GCF. So if we look at 60 and 33, I'm going to find the multiplication factors of this, the prime factors. So 6 times 10 is 60, 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 2 is 10. So these four numbers right here are my prime factors. Then go to 33, 3 times 11 is 33. If I look at these, the only thing they have in common is a 3. So the GCF is 3. Okay, now if we look at another one, 25 and 15, 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 3 is 15. Again, look, see what they have in common. They have a 5 in common, so the GCF is 5. Okay, now we're going to use these same ideas for algebra, so putting in some variables with it. So if I have 3x cubed and 6x squared, okay, 3 is already down to its prime number, but there's 3 x's, and then 6 can be broken down as 3 times 2, and then there's 2 x's. So if I look at these, they have a 3 in common, and then they have 2 x's in common. So my GCF in this case would be 3x squared, because they have 3 and then 2 x's, 3x squared. Alright, moving on to what your assignment looks like. We're going to factor using this GCF. So I start off with 4x squared minus 3x. Okay, so I need to figure out what the GCF is so I can take that out. I factor that out. So I'm going to rewrite both of these. We'll deal with this negative in a minute. Okay, so factors of 2 are 2 times 2, and then there's 2 x's. Okay, factors of 3 are just 3, and there's 1 x. So if I look, the only thing they have in common here is an x. So this GCF is x. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to write on the outside of the parentheses. Okay, then I need to look and see what's left on this first term. 2 times 2 is 4, times x is 4x. Okay, this is where I bring the negative back in. So I'm going to minus, okay, and this 3 is left on the second term. So this would be the final answer. To check if your answer is right, distribute. So I could rewrite this problem. Distribute here. X times 4x is 4x squared, and x times negative 3 is negative 3x. And if we look, this is what we had to begin with. So our answer is correct. Alright, let's look at another example. If I have 10y cubed plus 20y squared minus 5y. Okay, this time I have 3 terms that I'm looking at. I'm going to write them all down separately. So 10y cubed, 20y squared, and 5y. Sorry, excuse me. So factors of 10 are 2 and 5, and then there's 3 y's. Factors of 20, if I look at that, I'd have 5 times 4, but 4 turns into 2 2's. I'm going to have 2 times 2 times 5, and then there's 2 y's. And then the last one, I have a 5 and a y. So what I can circle here are the 5's and a y. So the GCF is 5y. Okay, this is what's going to go on the outside. So if I look here, I have a 2 and 2 y's left. So 2y squared. Look at what term, what symbols here. So plus. What's left here? 2 times 2 is 4, times y is 4y. Okay, look here, minus, so I have minus here. Okay, here we used both the 5 and the y. That's the only thing that was there. So I'm going to have a 1 that was left there. So minus 1. This would be your answer. Alright, one more example. I have 8x to the 4th minus or plus 4x cubed minus 2x squared. Again, I'm going to write each thing separately and write out all its factors. So 8 is 4 times 2, and 4 is 2 times 2. So look, there's 3 2's there. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And there's 4 x's. Okay, 4 is 2 times 2, and there's 3 x's. 2 is just 2, and there's 2 x's. Okay, if I circle what they have in common, they have a 2 in common, and they have 2 x's in common. So my GCF would be 2x squared. Okay, if you look, a lot of you were thinking this would be like 6. There's 6 x's, but they only have 2 in common. Each of them only have 2 that they share together. So that 2x squared goes on the outside. Now we need to look and see what is left over. So on the first term, 2 times 2 is 4, times x is 4x, times x is 4x squared. Then I look up here, I have a plus. Okay, 2 times x is 2x. And then I have a minus. And then here, look, we used everything again, so like the previous problem, we're going to have a 1 there. So there is your answer. Your assignment is A6, page 535, numbers 1 through 10 and 27 through 35. Please let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.